Have you ever had one of those moments where you just pause and feel something heavy settle in your chest? Maybe it's late afternoon, everyone's tired, and you just finished making a meal. You're already thinking about the next thing you need to do. And then you hear, "I don't like this," or "There's nothing to eat." Or maybe it's a weekend you tried to make special. You cleared your schedule, spent money you budgeted carefully, showed up with good intentions, and your child shrugs or says they're bored. In those moments, it can feel deeply personal, not because kids mean it that way, but because it touches the part of you that's been trying so hard. You might also recognize the quiet moments, driving in the car after school, listening to complaints about what someone else has, watching your child scroll past toys, games, or experiences that once excited them, or lying in bed at night replaying the day and wondering why your effort didn't land the way you hoped. These moments can bring up sadness, frustration, and even a sense of failure that's hard to name. If you've ever thought, "Why doesn't my child appreciate what they have?" I want you to know this space is for you. There is room here for those feelings. Nothing about them makes you a bad parent.
This struggle is far more common than most parents talk about. Many families carry it quietly, assuming everyone else has figured something out they somehow missed. But the truth is, parents from all walks of life feel this same ache. Parents who grew up with very little, parents who grew up with plenty, parents who are intentional, loving, and deeply involved. Feeling unseen by your child doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're giving something that doesn't always get reflected back right away. Parenting asks for long-term emotional investment with very little immediate feedback. You give comfort, structure, resources, and attention day after day. And when appreciation doesn't show up, it can stir self-blame. You might wonder if you've been too generous or not firm enough. Or you might swing the other way and worry you haven't done enough. That mental back and forth can be exhausting. It's okay to acknowledge that weight instead of pushing it away. It's also okay to admit that this hurts. You can love your child deeply and still feel disappointed. You can be grateful for your life and still wish your effort was noticed. These feelings can exist together. They don't cancel each other out. When we name them honestly, without shame, they lose some of their power, and you deserve that gentleness.
To understand why kids don't always appreciate what they have, it helps to slow things down and look at how children experience the world emotionally. Kids live very much in the present. What surrounds them every day becomes their baseline. A warm home, steady meals, toys, technology, and even a parent's consistent care fade into the background because they're expected. Not out of entitlement, but out of familiarity. The human brain adapts quickly, especially a child's brain. There's also the role of emotional safety. When children feel secure in their relationship with you, they're more likely to express dissatisfaction openly. They complain, sigh, and say things without filtering them. That can feel ungrateful, but often it's a sign that they trust you to stay connected even when they're unpleasant. A child who feels less safe may hold those feelings in. So paradoxically, the complaining can be a sign of closeness. Another important piece is perspective. Perspective develops slowly over time. Most children haven't experienced enough contrast to truly grasp what they have. They don't yet have the life experience to imagine things being different. When they say they want more, it's often not about rejecting what you've provided. It's about navigating big feelings in a world that constantly highlights what's newer, bigger, or better. Think about everyday moments. A child asks for a new toy and loses interest days later. Or they insist they're bored even though options are available. Or they compare themselves to friends who seem to have more freedom or more things. These behaviors can feel discouraging, but emotionally, what's happening is a search for stimulation, connection, and meaning. Kids are learning how to manage desire and disappointment. That learning process is messy and uneven. It's also worth remembering that appreciation often shows up later. Many parents don't see the fruits of their labor until adolescence or adulthood. Sometimes gratitude comes quietly, in values, habits, or the way your child treats others.
Sometimes it comes in words years later. The absence of appreciation now does not mean it isn't forming underneath the surface.
So, what can help in a way that feels supportive rather than exhausting? One gentle idea is to focus on modeling appreciation instead of asking for it. When kids hear you noticing small moments out loud without expecting anything back, it teaches them how appreciation sounds and feels. You might mention enjoying a shared laugh or feeling grateful for a quiet evening. After doing this, it can help to remind yourself that modeling is a long game. You're shaping an environment, not controlling an outcome. Another approach is meeting complaints with curiosity instead of correction. When a child says something that stings, it's natural to want to explain or defend, but curiosity keeps the relationship open. You might acknowledge the feeling behind the words and stay present. This doesn't mean you agree or fix it. It means you're choosing connection over control. Afterward, offering yourself reassurance can be just as important. These moments are hard, and you're allowed to feel unsettled by them. A third idea is allowing space for anticipation and limits in a thoughtful way. When everything is instantly available, appreciation has little room to grow. Slowing things down can help kids feel desire and satisfaction more deeply. This might look like planning something together and waiting for it, or intentionally not filling every moment. Afterward, reflecting on how that experience felt can gently build awareness. Throughout all of this, trust yourself. What works for one family may not work for another. Your relationship with your child is the most important guide. As we come to a close, I want to bring the focus back to you, to your care, to your effort. Parenting is slow, layered work. It's full of moments that feel invisible, but invisible does not mean insignificant. The consistency, warmth, and values you offer are shaping your child in ways that don't always show up right away. You are allowed to want appreciation. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to feel hurt sometimes. None of this takes away from your competence or your love. In fact, it often reflects how deeply you're invested in your child's well-being. Take a breath here. Remind yourself that this is a long journey, and you don't have to get it perfect for it to matter. If this conversation resonates with you, I gently invite you to reflect on your own experience. Maybe notice moments, even small ones, where connection or appreciation shows up. And if you feel comfortable, you're welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. Not to compare, but to connect. Parenting is not meant to be done alone, and your story matters.